Courage, the last episode. The CreepyPasta. Thank God they clarified that. I thought it was a Transformers fanfiction. So I asked Dewey to find me the worst Courage the Cowardly Dog lost episode on the wiki. He did not fail. Let's begin shitting on it, shall we? So this guy goes to bed and decides to watch some television. He was bored, so he went to see Cartoon Network. And then it said that Courage was next. Though they don't broadcast that show anymore. I think. So the show was a bit unusual. Okay, this word has been used so many times in creepypastas that I'm running out of TF2 jokes, honestly. The title was okay and shit, but after it, there was just black for 5 minutes. And he didn't change the channel because the black screen was fascinating? You know what? Why is it always black? I mean, in Suicide Mouse it makes sense because it's a black and white cartoon. Here you can choose any color, really. I mean, I know it's pointless, but at least it would have been different. Okay, so finally after 5 minutes, it's just Courage looking at the screen with just red eyes. Guy then just figured, you know what, mate? This show was always off the edge anyway. Maybe they just made his eyes red as a plot that Courage is looking for clear eyes or some shit, I don't know. So his lights were turned off, even though they were on so far. It's so goddamn spooky that it put skeletons to shame. So he checked the lights and no doubt missed an important part of the episode and just said fuck it and went back. So he keeps watching and it turns out this pasta really was inspired by Suicide Mouse because Courage starts walking endlessly. For a minute. And apparently the music sounded like Silent Hill. Don't reference a good game in the middle of your bad game. Wait. And let's not forget he had a bloody knife. So he probably killed the editor because immediately afterwards there was static. And then he enters the house, which was all black like it was on fire and now it's in ashes. Okay, I already used Willow for like a fire joke. And I already reviewed a pasta about pyro, so I'm just gonna assume that the fire starters just started the fire. And like 5 people understood that joke. So he opened the door, whose creak was really fucking loud. This turns out to be another creepypasta based on a YouTube poop. I swear I'm going to bomb the wiki. So with such a loud door, he wanted to lower the TV sound, so he couldn't, so he just covered his ears. Courage must have been opening that door for hours if he could do all that shit. So the house was dark, which is probably why it looked like it was in ashes, and Courage just flipped the switch. He flipped the switch for the lights, not for fucking, I don't know. So Muriel and Eustace, I just realized how hard it is to spell those names, were just standing there doing jack shit. But I guess that'll happen when their eyes are plain white and very wide. Damn it, Sid, why do you copy my art style in your creepy fucking lost episode videos and shit? So yeah, they looked like they were on drugs. Oh, that's why I draw eyes like that. Because my animations don't make sense anyway. So Muriel tells Courage, you know, the usual things, and then Eustace was just on camera saying nothing for like 10 seconds. It was just silence. Kinda dumb if you ask me. Was he thinking of what he was gonna say next? So he just said under his breath, "Stupid dog." Took you all day to think of that, eh, Eustace? And then he just whined to himself, and they just stood there staring at the dog for 20 seconds. I guess they were so shocked at Eustace's mumbling, they had no words. Well, it was a groundbreaking statement. So Muriel pulls out a rolling pin and starts beating the shit out of Eustace. Jeez, old ladies really get pissed off after baking all them cookies. Did I really just make a cookie clicker reference? So she kept whacking him until he screamed and then you saw blood splattering. I guess it just appeared. Also, and you saw blood splattering? I didn't see shit. What the fuck are you talking about? All I see is text. So she then said, "Die, you bastard, and go to hell where you belong." That's it. That's her voice, right? Oh, it looks like it's her time of the month again. Yup. She's a werewolf. So Courage just watched, still holding the bloody knife. Nobody seems to have noticed it, though. The writer couldn't tell what he was thinking, but it was just evilness. Is that a real word? I mean, I may be called jackass for a lot of things, but yeah, I'm probably gonna be called jackass for this. So he started saying shit that he didn't understand. A special language, as he says. Special language is right. Special as in short bus special, I mean. Muriel then stopped hitting Eustace. Again, he was alive, mind you, but he looked like shit. So, logically, he starts bleeding everywhere. Vera looks at Courage, which calls for some more Silent Hill music, I guess. So Courage just slits her throat. The music seems to have really gotten to him, I guess. And then the most disturbing part happens. He rapes her. How whimsical. That was a tasteless joke. So the guy couldn't believe it, so he made a new paragraph. So he takes both of their bodies to the basement where there are other dead bodies. I see now they managed to smell the corpses. I guess you don't have good smell when you're on drugs. They only heard the smell. Nobody? Nobody? So he throws them in the pile. He then draws a pentagram around the pile. What? This must be Isaac's basement because there sure is a lot of dead shit in pentagrams. But never mind my joke recycling. This pasta still isn't over. He then takes gasoline and a lighter and starts going Hail Satan and shit. Then he lit the shit on fire and jumped into it. Everyone was high during this production, so don't question why he stopped doing his ritual to kill himself. Then the house burns down to ashes, so really nothing changed. Then Link plays the Song of Storms and takes away the ashes. Then the credits go and the music sounded like someone banging on a piano while Ellie tried playing a violin, and then static. Then screaming. Then laughing. These credits sure have rapid mood swings, I'll tell you what. It was like you heard hell itself. Really? Hell doesn't have those sounds. It would just have moans of pain, suffering, and boredom. So it ends and the guy starts crying and shit. And he's like, wow, just wow. I'm atheist and I don't believe in devils, angels, God, Satan, heaven or hell, or even the human difficulty. But I'm questioning my beliefs now. Wow. Bullshit. It's a fucking video. Why did you go into an existential crisis over a fucking video? So it turns out Annoying Orange was actually playing and not Courage. And I know the pasta says Adventure Time, but Annoying Orange is bad. It's like the episode was meant for him. What message was the fucking thing supposed to tell him exactly? Then he just wraps up and says goodbye. That was shit. There are just too much problems to even start explaining, which is why I won't. I'm just gonna let you ponder on what the fuck that was supposed to be. I don't even think Satanists would like this because people would think they all star in shitty creepypastas and do nothing but burn shit and burn themselves. Fuck this, I'm leaving now. Why are you still here? Leave!